everybody! Oh, wait, hold on. We back? Are we back 2 weeks in a row? Oh, that's right. No natural disasters keep us away from this now. Yeah, that means you're all mine, guys. Your Thursdays are all Fishman's now. Ooh, and today I'm packed. We have an episode packed full of content for you guys. And to join with me is half of the dynamic duo from the Super Show on Fridays. So this week we have Fishman reads some fan fiction. We go over the Pandora's box that is MTG's universe. And I hope you guys are ready for lunch, because Fishman is serving up some beef! All that and more as we splash into the fish tank this week. Right. All right, Cody. Cody. You're my co-host today, right?
Sir.
All right. So can you tell the people, what do you do? What is the enigma that is Cody?
Well, I think an accurate assessment would be jack of all trades, master of none type deal.
Someone's after my thunder.
I'm pretty much neither the hero we needed nor deserved, but alas, here I am.
Hey, you're the hero I needed today, Cody.
Oh, I'm glad I could be here.
Ooh, yeah. So you host the Yu-Gi-Oh! Super Show on Friday with JT, is that right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so you're a bit of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Guy, right?
Sad to say and proud to say.
How long have you been playing Yu-Gi-Oh, man?
I've been playing competitively since 2013, and I've been in the game since probably 2003.
Ooh, it's 2003? Ooh, got an old hat like me in here. All right. What's your favorite deck of all time, Cody?
Hands down, Mermail. Water
Mermail?
for life, baby.
I like that.
I figured Fish would appreciate the Mermail deck.
I love the fire water format, right? I love both of those fire water formats. Fire Fist versus Mermail. I was on both sides.
Yes, sir.
Very fun formats.
Amen.
Hey, Yu-Gi-Oh cards aren't the only thing of fire and water today. I got a couple of topics for you to choose from, Cody.
Yeah.
All right, so we can either stick on a theme of fire and water with Avatar, or we could open up a big Pandora's box.
I think we should hop into the Avatar. I've actually not been able to geek out over this yet, so I'm really excited about it.
Ooh, let me cluck over to this and let me boom. All right, guys. So Nickelodeon creates Avatar Studios to create new Avatar and Legend of Korra content. The goal is to create new films and TV shows. Viacom CBS has announced a new studio based entirely around Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra. So they're aiming to make original content spanning the animated series and movies. It's super big, right?
Agreed.
Like, could you imagine Avatar with a film budget? Oh, but not James Cameron Avatar, like good Avatar. No, we're not plugging our ponytails into any animals over here, guys. No, we're trying to bend some elements. Yeah. So they're a little bit vague with what they're doing. They literally just say, hey, we're coming up with, this is a new studio for Avatar stuff. Which is really big. As you know, Netflix had a series going to be manned by the people behind Avatar, and that was recently canned, I think, due to undisclosed reasons. So I was incredibly bummed because the creators left, and I'm like, oh, well, Netflix is just going to carry on the corpse, right? And they're just going to ruin it. But then Nickelodeon comes out with the studio, and oh man, I'm just so excited. I love Avatar so much. I'm a huge Avatar: Last Airbender fan. Legend of Korra, I really like books 1 and 2. I think Korra kind of lost it a little bit for me, but I also kind of fell off of it. So that's probably all on me. I haven't had a chance to rewatch it. But Cody, I've been talking. What are your thoughts on Avatar?
I'm kind of more the same. I'm a very, very avid fan of the original series. Lots of great memories. Me and Pops, of all people, going and watching it together growing up. Korra, I liked it. Again, same thing as Fish. The first 2 books were pretty good, really enjoyable. Kind of got lost on the wayside a little there after that. But again, any expansion on the verse is something everybody should be jumping for joy for. Most definitely.
My big thing with Legend of Korra was there was too many ties to the original series, right?
Sure.
They introduced Zuko, and I think they kind of demeaned Zuko a little bit. I understand Korra being, or Katara being a part of it, and I thought she was pretty great in that, right? She serves the role of a maternal guidance figure, right? Not really a sensei, but that was never her thing.
Yeah.
Zuko, I think they kind of lost him a little bit, but hopefully the new stuff will be less attached to the main series like that. But as a whole, I really like Korra. I thought Amon was a great villain.
Yes.
Like that whole ending,
Yes.
that last episode of book 1 where,
Agreed.
we're not going to spoil it for you guys. You guys should check it. But you guys should watch it. That is the best television. So cool. So, we know that we're going to be going in the new Avatar world, right? So, I don't want it to be super attached to new series. I don't want it to be attached to Korra because I think with how they ended Korra, they kind of can't do that, right?
Sure, yeah.
So they can't really attach it to Korra.
Yeah.
So we might get a whole new world. We might get expanded lore. That's what I really hope for. So I have a wish list. I'm not sure if you do in your little mental mind palace.
I got a couple.
So let's shoot back some stuff on our wish list. Okay. So I really want new bending styles, right? In Korra, they introduced metal bending and lava bending, right? I want completely new styles that we haven't seen. I want this to be like kind of set in the past where bending is like kind of primordial.
Yeah.
So like a bunch of new bending styles could surface.
Yeah.
I almost said suffice there, but that didn't fit. That was my writer brain kicking in. So like what I'm thinking, like maybe some like cool steam bending, like a mix of like air and like fire bending. That would be super cool.
Be an interesting combo for sure.
Yeah. I thought lava. I had lava bending written right here that I forgot. That was book 3 of Korra.
A better time than the present. For
Yeah. So, what's something on your wish list that you want?
Kind of in the same vein, but also a stark departure from that is I would actually like to see some more immersive and in-depth, I guess, lore develop around maybe some of the already existing bending styles. Specifically, I'm a big waterbender guy. All my Pokemon homies will respect the water drip, but yes sir. But two particular bending styles I was really fond of in the original series were the swamp bending and the blood bending.
Oh yeah,
I think
those
that
are
would be
really cool.
because they were really just kind of touched on, just glazed over like a donut, if you will.
Yeah.
And so I think that would be really great is to kind of maybe take some of this stuff that was present in the other series but didn't get any of the attention that it maybe deserved.
Yeah, didn't get the TLC. I agree with the swamp. I completely forgot about swamp bending because it was like in 2 episodes, right? They introduced it, and then it was the Attack on Fire Nation.
Exactly.
And it's just hillbillies, right? It's swamp people.
Yep.
I would love to see that. I love it whenever elements come together.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like Kekkei Genkais from Naruto. Also.
Yeah. I was gonna say like Kirby, the N64 Kirby game,
There you go.
but
That's another good example. Another
Cody,
really good example.
Cody gets it. I want also in the vein of that. I want more Spirit World stuff.
Exactly.
Show us all of Spirit World.
Please.
Oh my god, it was so cool in Avatar: The Last Airbender. In Korra, it was the best part about Book 4, and the Book 3 about the kaiju fight.
Exactly.
Oh, that was so cool. Oh, I want to see more in Spirit World. I want to see more legendary spirits. The Shakazui, the space stealer.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's not his name, but that's now his name. So I want to see more stuff like that. Spirit World lore would be so cool.
Most definitely. Untapped potential for sure.
Yep. I have not so many callbacks in bold right here. I think that should go without saying. I think the series should be able to stand on its own 2 feet.
Yeah, most definitely.
Especially if it's new lore, right?
Exactly.
It should be standalone.
Yeah.
Okay. What else is on your little wish list there, Cody?
Something else that I would like to see a lot is, again, maybe going and bringing in some development for former avatars. I know every single time we see Aang, about to go and transform, enter the avatar state, and even with Korra too. I mean, they're all faces with names but no story, and so I think that would be really cool. I mean, it's the namesake of the show. I mean, for crying out loud.
Yep.
So being able to expand on that, but also having like Fish was saying, new characters, maybe a new verse in terms of like a area would be great.
Yeah,
for sure.
Especially if they want to keep like the Korra world where it's kind of in the future but not
Exactly,
really, right?
yes.
Like there's a bunch of stuff they can do. Especially if they want to go full steampunk, right?
Exactly.
That opens up a whole new book instead of the traditional Asian culture
Yeah,
that Avatar:
sure.
Last Airbender was based on. Man, there's so much stuff they can do. Man, speaking of like lore for old characters, I want Azula to get some form of
Yes,
redemption.
please, for sure, for sure.
I feel like she was the only character that was did dirty at the end of Avatar.
Yeah, no, I
Because
agree.
every major villain got redemption, even in Korra, right? Because the Fire Lord got redemption because you saw him crazy and you felt sorry for him.
Yeah.
So Azula really needs something like that. I mean, even if it's just a character named after her. I'm also just a big Azula fan, so
Nothing wrong with that.
if you firebend like Azula, call me. That's super cool. So I'm gonna go on a little tangent now. I know what you might be thinking. Fishman, an absolute unit as yourself, someone that is cut from God's great marble like yourself. You don't look like someone that would write fan fiction. Well, I have a couple of things to tell you. One, stop defining my art, okay? All right, it's not fan fiction. These are pitches. All right, very different, very, very different. All right, pitches, all right, are different. I'm trying to sell this. All right, so
He's excited in case you couldn't tell.
oh, yeah, I'm super excited. Anytime I get to drag out my pitch folder, it's great. So, in full disclosure, I heard rumors that the next Avatar. This is way back in like 2014, 2015, that they would be working on a new Avatar that would feature twin Earthbenders, right? So I'm taking that premise and let's kind of run with it, right? So my premise is we take the culture, the war-based culture from Fire Nation, and we supplement that into a culture, into a kingdom that we traditionally haven't seen on the warpath yet, right?
Okay.
So we take the war-based culture of the Fire Kingdom and we put it in the giant Earth Kingdom.
All right.
So twin Earthbenders, both birthed to the royal family, the king or whatever. And throughout their entire use, these avatars are trained to do battle, right? They are avatars. The entire kingdom, they are this Earth Kingdom now is they're conquering everything in the name of peace. Because let's put something in the lore before this. Let's say all the nations were warring against each other or something, right? And so now the Earth King views that the only way that he can establish peace in this world is using his avatars, his kids, as weapons to conquer the world. Yeah. So it's the moment these kids are born, they are not given any names. They're referred to as either son or daughter by their parent, or by the people. They are known as the Great Avatars.
Some ambiguity. I like it.
Yeah. It's because these are avatars, right? Like, they're big. They're supposed to be nameless figures, or at least that's what their father thinks.
Sure.
So these kids are raised at a very young age to know that the Earth Kingdom that they live in and that is doing whatever it is that they are doing is right.
Yeah.
They are fed that. Okay. And so naturally the avatars think that, hey, what their dad is doing is for peace.
Sure.
We should do this too. And the avatars become instruments of war. More specifically, the avatar state becomes an instrument of war. Because the kids are not trained in different bendings, sure, right? The king doesn't want the kids to gain any sense of sovereignty or anything.
Yeah.
He wants
short
them,
leash.
yes, very short leash, because these are just weapons, right? So this all changes whenever they are attacking a fire village, and the son is badly burned by a firebender who is trying to protect his home. He flies into the avatar state immediately in a blind rage and destroys not only the village, but whatever army was in that sector. Like, completely decimated. The daughter didn't go into the avatar state with her brother. This is the first time this has ever happened. And she sees the full destruction wrought upon by her brother. And she freaked out. Right?
Yeah. I mean,
understandable. Like, whenever you see your brother just decimate and basically take 2 platonic plates and crush a village.
Yeah. You're not just shrugging that off.
Yeah, you're not shrugging that off. In the avatar state for these avatars, because there's 2 of them, let's say it's like way more powerful or something, right? Like,
Scale it.
yeah, scale it because 2 avatars. So she runs, and throughout this, she's having a vision quest, and she's just bombarded with visions of what she did in the avatar state.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
She is just bombarded. She is watching herself, like she's having a very outer body experience, and she's watching herself pick up mountains and crush villages. She's watching herself in the middle of a desert form a just giant tidal wave to wash away a desert village.
Oh, okay. All right.
The library that was an avatar, let's just say it wasn't always covered in sand.
Yeah.
Like she's seeing all these things and freaks out towards the end of book, because this is all in book 1, by the way. I feel like we need to see some movement of time, and we need to set up characters without setting up the core group.
Okay.
And at the very end of the book, the last episode, she's in the desert by herself around a fire. A bunch of ragtag freedom fighters randomly join her.
Wow.
This is her first actual human contact.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the first time someone doesn't address her as the Avatar, right?
Wow, this is some Romulus Remus level stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
yeah. This is because in their war garb, they were wearing like big helmets,
Sure, yeah.
traditional battle armor. Very hard to tell, right?
Not
Because,
identifiable in common gear.
yeah, very intimidating armor too. Like they have
Sure.
horns. Like,
Alright.
you know, like we can talk designs and stuff later. Avatar Studios, you know, it was whatever. She's found by a ragtag group of freedom fighters, and they all gather around a fire and they all chat. And this could take place over a couple of, so I don't really care. But I just want the last scene to be them asking her name. This is the first time she's ever had to think about her name. This is the first time she's ever had to give herself an identity.
Okay.
And she chooses the name, and that name is... I'm not clever enough to come up with something like this. I like the idea of like calling her Free or something. You know, something cool, a little poeticness to it. You know, or Break or something, because she's breaking her chains.
Kanye West can name his daughter North. Anything's fair game.
Yeah,
You do you.
exactly.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah. I understand if this is too serious, so I understand this is a fart joke podcast. So there's a comic relief character. He's a firebender named Toots McScoot, and he firebends out of his butthole. All right, how about that? Is that jokes for you? Is that funny? All right. So that's my pitch for Avatar. Now Avatar Studios, call up your boy. You know, I got books 2, 3, and 4 all planned out too. We got it. Ooh. Yeah. So you guys are excited about Avatar. You guys post your own Avatar fanfiction. Tell me what you guys want from Avatar in chat. That would be super great. I'm excited about this. I mean, if you couldn't tell, I wrote actual fanfiction. Super cool. All right.
Turkey Dressing says, "What sort of Fishman fan fiction are we on today?"
Well,
crazy and eclectic as usual.
Yeah, always. Now, anything can be fan fiction if you write about it hard enough. All right. Well, we got something else to talk about today. Got something big. Here's something big. We got some big news.
Colossal.
Boom. Magic the Gathering's Warhammer 40k crossover will be a full-fledged commander deck. That was not the title whenever I had this originally. It was Magic the Gathering's 40k Lord of the Rings crossover. So hopefully they didn't change the whole article. Plus more details about details on newly announced Universes Beyond. So Magic the Gathering announced Universes Beyond. It's their new crossover franchise. So if you guys are familiar with the Walking Dead Secret Lair that came out, I think in October, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
That featured brand new cards that were based off Walking Dead characters. In no way were those cards tethered to Magic the Gathering, except for they were Magic cards.
Yeah.
They're not like the reskins of the Godzilla cards that we've seen in Ikoria.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of some. I think that's it.
Yeah.
And the My Little Pony stuff. I think those are silver border too, but
Mm-hmm.
these will be full black bordered cards. So let's read a little bit about this first. Universe Beyond came about. Oh, okay, I'm reading the wrong quote. Yeah, thanks to the secret crossover. Yeah, Dr. Stone. Yeah, don't DMCA us. We're not trying to play ads. Universes Beyond products will generally be sold in all Magic the Gathering channels. These will not be strictly Secret Lair products. Wizard says, referring to online direct sales on online brick and mortar stores. Warhammer 40k Commander decks, for example, will be available everywhere, and will sell Commander decks as well as the Lord of the Rings product. Notice they didn't give us what the Lord of the Rings product was, so we only can think about that. Lord of the Wings. Yeah, Lord of the Wings. Yes. Oh my god. I could go for some boneless wings right now. I'm not sure about you. I'm starving.
A little while ago.
Yeah. At least you got lunch. I was too busy up here playing cards. Pocket full of Pichus, man. I lost. Boom. Yeah, so the two products they announced are as a 40k Commander deck. Let's go back over main screen. His face, and you get to see my uncle over there. He's cool. So Universes Beyond is a Lord of the Rings deck and a 40k Commander pre-con. I assume these are pre-cons. So if they're doing this for 40k and they're doing this for Lord of the Rings, and we've seen The Walking Dead, what's next? Because this is an actual factual Pandora's box they just opened. Like, we've had My Little Pony, we've had Transformers, we've had D&D is going to be an actual full-fledged set coming up this summer. What's some franchises you want to see in Magic, Cody?
Personally, something that I like that Yu-Gi-Oh kind of dipped into a little bit, maybe not as overtly. I think Star Wars would be fantastic. I think that's something that a majority of people would agree with. I mean, you know, we have one of the biggest fan communities in the world for a reason. So
Yep. I would love. You see Star Wars custom cards all the time in Magic the Gathering.
Exactly.
I think there's this really cool Anakin Darth Vader flip card that's actually a really balanced Grixis commander. Like, he's actually that's a really good card. Sure. I think it saw play in like one of the Versus series or something. It's neither here nor there. Just know that the world for custom cards is giant. Yeah. And there's a bunch of cool stuff. We've already seen Godzilla in here, so that was my thing. I would like to see a Pokemon crossover.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as crazy and outlandish as it may seem, I mean, I think everybody can agree that would be a collab of the century for sure.
What I really want to see out of the Pokemon crossover is for the Magic crossover into Pokemon. For the energies, I just want magic symbols on the energies.
Yes.
Like, I feel like that would be really cool, especially if they made them especially foil or something.
I agree, yeah.
Who's the Planeswalker for?
Ooh. Okay, so I feel like you either go full anime and you go Ash Ketchum for the Planeswalker. For the Planeswalker for the Pokemon series, either you go full anime and you go Ash, or you go full nostalgia and you just grab nostalgia by the horns and you put red in as the Planeswalker.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, you put red in as Planeswalker and he summons a 6/6 dragon or something for a +1.
Make him as formidable as the game. You know,
exactly.
True, tried and true.
Oh my god. All right. So I'm just saying, what made me the man I am today is that first time seeing red on Mount Silver.
Amen.
Like,
put the fear of God into anyone.
Yep. Because you're searching for him, right? Like, and you finally see him, and like every hair on your skin just raises up.
Just standing there.
Just standing there imposing.
Menacingly.
He's just standing there menacingly. And then you go up to talk to him and it's just ... Fuck! Like, God, red is so cool. We could also see if this gets tied into 25th anniversary, we could see a Cynthia.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think Cynthia's outside of red the best champion.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A lot of the champions in general, like Lance, is another. I mean, good candidate for a Planeswalker. I mean, that's prime real estate right there.
Yeah.
That is.
Cynthia, super cool. I already sent her. That's all I had written down. Another thing, I would love to see Mega Man cards.
No, yeah, Mega Man, you actually just went and awakened memory in me, but Metroid actually, I think would be another really cool crossover.
Yeah.
Especially with
that
Ridley,
would be
you
really
can
good.
get Ridley involved in there and maybe get a really cool commander, legendary. I think that'd be really cool.
That is really cool.
And then same with Mega Man, same thing. I mean, could you imagine a Mega Man Planeswalker or a Mega Man X Planeswalker? I mean,
good. All right, so the Mega Buster is an equip card, right?
Okay,
All
here
right,
we go.
so Mega Buster has the equipped creature taps, deal 10 to target other creature.
I like it.
It does not untap during your next untap phase.
Hey, you know,
But hey, it's what the
balancing
Mega
act.
Buster does,
There
right?
you go. I like it.
Yeah, Mega Buster, yeah, put a lot of energy into something, blow something up, and then next
Cool
turn.
down.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Yeah, it's super cool. Time Spa Remastered spoilers are coming out, by the way.
Yes.
Those old border cards look insane.
Agreed.
I'm gonna leave that for the Magic guys to talk about Friday, but just know that you need old art Farseek, and I need like 20 old art Young Pyromancers. That is my card, and I need old art. He looks so good. Oh, I'm just preying on my nostalgia. All right, so I did a little bit of digging. A lot of you nerds already know about Lord of the Rings, right? Yeah, it's whatever. It has movies, whatever. These guys are hipsters. They only care about stuff that has movies. That's whatever. The real stuff I care about. 40K. All right, 40K is so cool. There's so much lore behind it. Now, granted, it's all 18 plus, so don't and walk out because it's a. Okay.
Here comes the soapbox.
It's 40K as if Berserk and Gundam had a baby. And that was the world that came out of them. It is super dark, super gritty. All right. So there's a lot of stuff going out there. I think the tagline for 40K is in the grim dark space in the year 40,000. There is no peace, only war. I think that's the tagline. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, I'm not. I don't have my master's degree in Warhammer 40K lore or anything. But, however, I am subscribed to Magic Carp Use Fly on YouTube and Twitch, so I think that does make me an expert. Okay. So let's talk about some factions. So, the world of Warhammer. Well, first I need to talk about the magic system. I overstepped a little bit. All right. So the magic system in 40K is called Psychic. So psychic power. So if you're a wizard in this world, then you're a psyker. And the thing about psychers and the psychic power is you draw this power from the warp. The warp is this little subsection of space-time that is essentially hell. It is a burning landscape where demons live in. Anything gets trapped in there remains lost for centuries.
Wow.
I know, perfect place. Actually, I have a condo there. It's
Amazing.
fantastic view. Actually, you would be surprised. Beachfront properties,
Wow.
super cheap.
I'll have to get in touch with
Yeah,
you.
you really do. I actually have a person. I have a guy.
My people will call your people.
Oh, no, we will. And whenever anyone uses any of these psychic powers, you run the risk of summoning demons to your world.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. So, whenever a psyker appears in a home world now in 40K, they are immediately killed on the spot because they're using very dangerous powers. And people don't like demons coming up and eating all their food and homeworld stuff. I'm not muted. Huh? Am I good?
No, you're
Okay, we good? Okay.
Caliente.
All right. So, talk about magic system psychers. There's some cool stuff too. Psychic powers can like manipulate reality. Make stuff immediately catch on fire. Yada yada yada. Pull stuff into space.
The basics.
Yeah. So I want to talk about factions. All right. So we got humans, we got chaos, and we got Xenos. All right. So humans, the Imperium of Man. These are just dudes with guns, grenades, and a handful of dreams. These are cannon fodder for the Imperium of Man. By the way, humans are called Imperium of Man in this universe. And their homeworld is called Holy Terra.
I can
So,
dig it.
don't call it Earth, call it Holy Terra. Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, Then in the human faction, we also have Battle Sisters. Battle Sisters are religious zealots who the only thing they love more than strapping heretics to mechs is burning those same heretics that are strapped to those mechs to power those mechs. Oh, by the way, if you're a Battle Sister, call me. For Space Marines, you might be familiar with Space Marines. They're the big, tall guys in the big plate armor with the big armor and the chainsaw swords. If you look up a picture of Warhammer 40k, you'll probably see a big Space Marine, the big chainsaw sword about to tear up a big alien thing. Not sure. They flex between Tyranids and Orcs for their Xenos of choice. They're super cool. They're kind of like the Pikachus of this franchise, right? They're like the world's most adorable Pikachus. There's a bunch of variants for them. So if you like anything in the world, there's a Space Marine faction for you. Okay, so there's a Space Marine faction for demolition, for sniping, for stealth. By the way, all the stealth guys have like bird masks and they have like jetpacks on that look like bird wings. They're actually really cool.
I mean, that's about as exotic as it gets.
Right? There's a faction of Space Marines called the Salamanders, who are exclusively fire-based.
Okay.
They have a bunch of really cool stuff. Their Primarch, or the guy who leads their faction, is indestructible. There's a bunch of lore behind him where he's been in the center of a star. He went into the furnace of a giant warship and survived. He's currently missing, but his Space Marine boys, Space Marines are just clones of the Primarchs, just without a lot of power. Lore gets a little weird. We're not going to do that. We're not going to get into the weeds on that. But just know that Space Marines are just the shorter versions of the Primarchs.
Okay. All right.
And they're like the dads, right? So they're like, Dad's indestructible, right? Nothing can happen to Dad, but they haven't seen him in like 2,000 years. No, he went out for smokes and just hasn't come back yet. There's a
half-mile walk to the Circle K. I mean,
it takes a little bit. Sometimes you get stuck in the warp for a couple of centuries, There's an entire faction of Space Marines made about riding giant wolves that are just devolved advanced life forms.
Nice.
Yeah, like there's such cool stuff. There's an entire faction of Space Marines that are just bros who all they want to do is ride on their bikes and drink booze that they make from the engines of their bikes.
Hey, I can get behind that.
Yeah, those mad lads, like, they're so cool. But they're humans, right? They're boring, right? No one cares about humans. Why would you ever want to play a faction of humans in a game whenever you're already a human, right? You're already flesh and blood. You want to see something bleed, you just look up a YouTube video. No, let's talk about the cooler factions. Chaos. These are forces that live in the warp. There's factions of Space Marines that only reside in the warp. These are Chaos Space Marines. There was a civil war that happened in the lore called the Horus Heresy. Look that up. It's really cool. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Hey.
My followers, primes, and viewers on Big Followers.
I love
will
bots.
have to respectfully decline.
I mean,
Thank
hey,
you, though.
hit your boy up, though. He needs to be Twitch famous. Cool stuff. Oh, so the warp ranges from, like, different... What kind of demons do you like? Do you like spiky demons? Do you like demons that kind of look like starfish?
Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I prefer 0 to no demons. If it all, I get it all help it.
Well, unfortunately, I can't help you out with that because chaos is all demons all the time. All demons all the time. See, you got your pink demons, you got your red demons. The red demons have horns and have swords. The pink demons have claws, and then you got purple demons, which are just big birds. You got a bunch of demons. They're all really cool. They all have super grotesque. Chaos is super edgy. Like, their weapons are blades and guitars. There's an actual weapon in this game called a noise blaster or something, and it's literally just a freaking guitar. And how they fire it is they just strum on it.
Hey, I mean, Brutal Legend, Xbox 360, Jack Black did the second for that game. Shout out to you.
It's brutal. That's a deep cut, Cody.
Thank you.
That is a deep cut. God. And you said I was old for remembering when Bestiari was limited.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you're not wrong, but...
My grade, starting the show. Sorry, I didn't catch
a
up.
little bit, it's,
Got the salt and pepper going.
Yeah, it's fine. There's giant demons that conjure nightmares. If your Twitch handle is XS_BloodyBladeXX, then, you know, you would absolutely love the Chaos faction. Xenos are my favorites. I love, in sci-fi stuff, I love aliens.
Yeah.
Like, I love anything outside of this world. 40K. There's some really grade A xenomorphs. All right, so first off, we have the Tyranids. These are by far the most popular villains of 40K, other than Chaos Space Marines. These are, do you know StarCraft, Cody?
StarCraft.
Okay, do you know the Zerg from StarCraft? The little, okay, so these are like, think like raptors.
Okay.
Yeah, raptors that their whole purpose is to just eat the planet. They just eat they eat dirt.
Eat dirt.
They eat dirt and convert the biomass that they eat into more raptors.
Wow.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, they're a bunch of critters. Tyranids are super cool. They if you remember an alien from a sci-fi franchise, they probably have taken some inspiration from the Tyranids. You'll see giant monstrous insect-like creatures with like 4 hands and like there's claws on like each of the hands.
Okay, yeah.
There's giant bug things that have giant cannons sticking out of their mouths.
Or like the mouth within the mouth.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right.
Yeah. There's a bunch of
Dig
stuff
it.
like that.
All right. Dig it.
Yeah, no, Tyranids are super cool. They're just really expensive because they are a popular faction in 40K.
You
but
hate to see it.
yeah, no. Whenever your ground troops are whenever in order to play competitive 40K, the 2,000 point army, you need about 120 ground troops, right?
Oh, okay.
Whenever that costs $400 and you need those, like no questions about it, you can't cut anymore. 120 is the least you can play, and it costs like 300 to 400 for those. Yeah. But the second favorite Xeno faction and my favorite faction is the Orcs. Wog! All right, where's my Orc boys at? Where's my green boys? Yeah, Wog! All right, so Orcs in 40K are big green boys. I can't stress this enough. They're just so big. And all right, so they have this power. All right, so you know I brought up psychic powers in the previous thing, whatever.
Sure,
all right,
sure.
so orcs have this thing called the warg, and the more they fight, and the more they believe in something, the truer it makes it. So there's this thing in orc culture where everything painted red naturally goes faster. Wanna know why?
Orcs have a culture.
Yeah. No. Oh, they have a culture. They have an economy. You want me to tell you about the economy in orc culture? Their currency is other orc teeth, right? Because orc teeth. You're short on orc teeth. Oh, you're broke. What do you got to do? Go take those teeth, right? You go find an orc and you go punch him. You go take those teeth. That's your teeth. That's your money that's in his mouth. Go take it.
A viewer says, like Shrek.
Yes, like Shrek stillborn.
You could say that. It's all ogre now.
Oh, it's all over.
And all great. We are happy that you received your shipping notification. We are glad to serve you.
Yeah.
Remember to get all your trading card and hobby needs at trollshow.com.
Plug it. They call all their units boys, right? Like,
Boys.
Boys?
Colloquialisms too?
Yes, they call them all boys. All right, so if you want to be a pilot, you're a fly boy. You want to be a jetpack boy? Oh, you're a dead boy. You want to? You're a big boy? Well, you're a big boy.
Whoa.
Okay.
Dead boy?
Yeah. You're a dead boy.
Dead boy. Okay.
All right. So orcs have this tendency of they don't make their own tech in this universe, right?
Oh,
they kind of
so they outsource.
Yeah. They take the tech and then through the power of warg, they make the tech do whatever it needs to do. Most of the time.
Does warg not have a quality control guarantee?
It does not.
Warranty.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. So dead boys are jetpackers, right? So orcs have jetpacks, and the gobos are the goblins, or the ones who are the jet boys or the dead boys. Let's just say if you have a jetpack and you're a goblin, well, you've had a long, distinguished career, and I'm proud of you. Get out there. They're cannon fodder. They just die immediately. Super cool. Whenever they say their word for fire, like gunfire, is not fire, is Daka. They call bullets Daka. Like, so whenever you see a bunch of memes of just orcs firing guns, it's like Daka, 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 Daka. That's where that's from. It's so cool. And they get the warg powers from like their two gods are just two gods in the center of the universe stuck in a perpetual wrestling match. Like, orcs are so cool.
We told them we got to talk about orcs today.
Yeah, they did.
This is where we ended.
God, I love orcs. God, I love the warg. Through the power of warg, anything is possible. We got a couple more Xenos to go through. Harlequins. I think Jared Leto's Joker from Suicide Squad, but they breakdance fight, right? That's your thing.
All right.
Harlequins look super cool. They're also Magikarp use flies favorite faction. I'm not a big fan of them. They look too circusy for me. I'm not a big fan of the circus appearance.
Yeah, my crippling anxiety of clowns makes that a possibility.
Yeah. But we have the Eldar, who are space elves. That's well, they're the Eldar, then the Dark Eldar. So space elves and then space dark elves. These guys spawned a god into existence, and now that god is so mad by the fact that it was created, it wants the souls of those that created her.
Man.
So, big same. I feel you.
See, parents, I feel for you. You spend all those years raising the kid just for them to talk back to you.
Exactly. I don't like
Hate
it.
to see it.
The Tau, which is space communists.
Space communists.
Yeah, they're space communists who have an actual. I'm just gonna say this: a fetish for gunpla. Like
Pitchforks.
yeah, if the Gundam fandom made a country or made a civilization, it would be the Tau Empire.
All right. I can get behind it. Mech suit.
Yeah, mech suit. Do you like Egypt, Cody?
Egypt?
Yeah.
Well,
You like Egypt?
I've never been, but I'm not going to say I dislike Egypt.
Do you like space mummy robots?
Space mummy robots?
Yeah, the space mummy robots.
Well, I mean, that just sounds like 3 for the price of 1, so how could I not like
All
that?
right. Does the thought of 7 a.m. Well, waking up before 7 a.m. excite you beyond belief, Cody?
I'm going to say yes.
Yes? All right.
I'm gonna say yes.
Well, I'm a yes and this. Oh boy, do we have a faction for you. Your social security check's in the mail. The Necrons are just a really old faction. I think in lore-wise, they're the second oldest civilization.
Oh, so like, kind of like the gray matter aliens from Ben 10.
Exactly, like the Greys from Ben 10, Cody.
You can tell I didn't get out a lot as a child.
I really like season 1 of Ben 10, by the way.
Hey,
Like,
no.
it was really cool.
Ben 10 goated, absolutely goated. Ben 10,000 though, gotta go.
Yeah. Ooh. There's a bunch more factions. These are just the important ones I want to talk about. A really cool thing about the Necrons, by the way. Most of their units are like Egyptian based. So one of their giant tanks is just a movable pyramid that sucks stuff into space.
Hey, I can get down with that. I mean, simple, effective, and it just looks freaking cool.
Yeah. So that's some Warhammer factions for you guys. Of course, there's more. The commander deck, we're pretty sure is going to be based off Imperium of Man, because Space Marines are the Pikachus, right?
Yeah.
So they're gonna promote their Pikachus, and more specifically, Ultramarines, which are the boys in blue, are probably going to be the deck. I don't really want to say anything else because I want people to actually look up the lore for themselves.
Sure, yeah. Why speculate when you can read?
Yes.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. So, Pokemon Legends was announced along with the Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Yes, sir.
Or remakes isn't the right word. I hate whenever Pokemon uses remakes. These are actual just remastering. Well, I think Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, I think those are true remakes. I think Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl looks to be like remasters. Looks like they're not really adding too much in. They're just kind of looks like they're trying to keep the normal gameplay experience. I have very little to say about it, about the Diamond and Pearl remakes or remasters, of course. But Pokemon Legends is the meat. I want to talk about that. So it's an open world RPG, right? Or an open world Pokemon game. First time that we've ever had one of these, and it looks like a real game. So, whenever I see people on Twitter complain about progress, whenever for the longest time, absolute longest time, you have said, if it's a port, we riot for the Diamond and Pearl remakes. You have speculated, you have wanted Sinnoh remakes forever. Since Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. This has been a meme since 2017.
Yeah.
What do you do whenever Pokemon and Game Freak say, we've listened, we hear you, we understand, we know you don't want to port, so we're going to give it its own unique art style. You're tired of the franchise being super generic and paint by the numbers. We're changing it in Legends. Like, it may not be a mainline story, a mainline Pokemon game, right? It may not be a generational thing, but it could be a standalone single player experience that we've been craving and demanding from Game Freak. So, whenever I see some, let's say, bad takes on Twitter about certain things, I get a little bit heated, especially whenever it's what you wanted. You wanted these things. Why are you mad? There's a couple of takes I want to call out in particular. In this new segment, I like to call Bad Take, Get Tanked. All right. Terrible take 1. Why do these games look like a terrible port? Do you even know what a port is, first of all? All right. Second of all, for Arceus' sake, learn the terms before you start spouting stuff on Twitter. Literally, these are not ports. What part of this looks the same from Diamond and Pearl on the DS? I don't understand what the entire point is. All right. All right. Whatever. All right.
Man, the riots that would have broken out if Diamond Pearl remakes weren't revealed. The irony in that being is that people still aren't happy now they're finally here.
We would have had so many riots about it. I would have been upset, right? Like, because with all their copywriting for the names, I'm like, you have to do it this year, right? I understand. I just don't understand why you use bad terms. Stop copy and pasting stuff on Twitter. Do some research, right? Bad take, get tanked. Terrible take 2. Why didn't we get the ports we wanted? That's all we ever wanted. Literal post I've seen. No! Do you remember hashtag if it's a port we riot? Fishman remembers that. You might not. Fishman does. Why? They're giving you a new thing and a new art style, and it looks cool. Like, it looks good. I just don't understand why you're upset. Stop. God, that's such a bad take. Delete your Twitter account. Bad take, get tanked. Moving on. Terrible take 3.
Turkey dressing has something for you, Fish.
All right, what is that? What is turkey?
Viewer says, I just have to wonder if Fish is going to meet the same fate against Fantina's Gengar as he did in his Sword and Shield playthrough. Bang bang. The disrespect.
Turkey, you threw off my groove, Turkey. You threw off my groove. Oh God. Oh.
Just look at that face. I mean, Gengar's gonna be mostly
for you guys who don't know, I streamed Pokemon Sword and Shield whenever it came out. And my one loss was against the Gigamax Gengar, and I got ruffle stomped. It wasn't even close. I crushed the Drim. I was crushing Alistair up until that point, and then I Dynamax my Thievul, and then he throws out the Gengar and one-shots it. I was like, Yep, I lost here. All right, let's keep beginning, man. I just want to stay mad. Yeah, snap back. All right. Why does this art suck so much? Seriously, I could crap out better 3D models. First of all, art is very subjective. For what is the pinnacle of beauty to one person may be the pinnacle of nightmares for the next. So it is justifiable for someone to have such a terrible take. Oh my God, Small Dawn is a gift. Hold on, I have an image for this. I have an image. This is a gift. We are blessed by having this.
I mean, it doesn't get any more adorable than that. And I'm sorry.
You get it. What is wrong with this?
You want to go and say Cyrus was never threatening? It's Pokemon.
Pokemon. Oh, that's another. Oh,
He
we're
was
gonna get into
still
that.
an inch and a half in the DS version.
Like, oh, just all right. Cut back. I have a more rant. All right. So, first of all, she's a gift. And I will wave her flag in the battle against any of you nerds. Okay? Like the terrible vapid takes. She is a gift. She should be rewarded. And please, Lil Dawn is too busy being cute AF to give a dang about whatever a failed Twitter artist says about her. Close your commissions right now. Because you're done. Bad take, get tanked.
I mean, she's living in your head rent free, so who's really winning? Haha, gotcha.
Hey, after this, I'm done. All right? After this, I bottle up my hate and I just unleash it once.
Shout out to all the LeBron James haters.
All right. And finally, the post that made me so mad that I actually had to write this. Why would they even make Pokemon Legends? Why would you change a franchise that has existed for 25 years?
Scared of change.
Stop changing my childhood, Game Freak. And this is the same 2 tweets from the same person, 24 hours apart. OMG, Game Freak, you need to change the formula. Everyone knows the formula. You'll lose everyone. Stop making Pokemon for babies. First off, Legends looks good.
Gorgeous.
It looks good. Now, granted, whether or not I have faith in Game Freak to actually craft a AAA game is not part of the discussion, right? That is not part of it. I need to see actual gameplay before it gets seal of fish approval. But anyways, moving on. This thought process needs to stop now. I get it. I understand where you're coming from. I understand wanting the franchise that you've loved for 25 years, wanting it to be better. I get that. But also, as a person, you need to know when to tap out of something. Like, you don't want to be a Melee player, right? Like, you don't want to waste your whole life playing a dead game or something that you actually don't even like. Like, if you don't like the Diamond and Pearl remakes, that's fine. Because they're still using like outdated game practices, like 2 different game releases, charging probably $60. I hate to break it to you guys, but these are probably going to be $50 to $60.
You got an interesting point right
for
here.
what would be a
from
$20
Jared there. It says, I think they revealed Legends since people would lose it more if they found out Game Freak weren't developing the remake.
Yep.
That's an interesting take. I could see some logic in
No,
that.
and he's 100% right,
Might
right?
be onto something here for sure.
Because whenever there's secondary properties in the Pokemon franchise don't really do that well.
No, yeah, I mean, turn-based RPG, like Fish was saying, people have that security blanket, man. Turn-based JRPG, once you deviate from it, the world, the sky is falling.
Yep. Like, I just don't by any other franchise, the standards for Pokemon have been unacceptable, right? like if you're just in comparison to the rest of the industry is all I'm saying. I'm not saying in my opinion is the games are bad. No, I'm just saying in comparison to the rest of the industry, Pokemon needs to evolve. The one thing, frankly, however, the thing that fans seem to be forgetting is you're hating these games for being a Pokemon game. Like, you're hating on Diamond and Pearl because it's Pokemon. And you're supposed to love this franchise, so why are you hating it for everything that it is? Like, you're complaining about terrible graphics. Pokemon's never had the best graphics. Like, their sprite work has been okay, but like, if you compare that to the Shin Megami Tensei for the 3DS at the time, like, if you look outside of Pokemon as a scope, right? If you take your magnifying glass off of Pokemon and you just look at the industry as a whole, like, you'll start noticing Pokemon doesn't really hold up to a lot of stuff.
Just look at other JRPGs. I mean,
yeah, but that's a thing, right? If you like Pokemon, you like Pokemon. Like, you're playing Pokemon because you like it.
Sure.
So why are you raining on people's parade? Like, you're complaining it's too childlike. Well, no crap. The franchise is made for 10-year-olds. Every Pokemon game is supposed to be shocker. Yeah, every Pokemon game is supposed to be a kid's first Pokemon game, right? Sword and Shield are perfect first Pokemon games.
This just in, My Little Pony is marketed towards children.
Yes, like, the games are just $60 ads you pay for to buy merch, right?
Yeah.
Like, you look at the models and you're like, I want a plush of that. I'm gonna buy that plush, right? the story for June 8 sucked. Of course it did. Pokemon games never have good stories. Like, they've always been, like, even Black and White is 6.5 out of 10.
They're
right?
the exception, not the norm.
Yes. Like, even then, like, the best they can hope for is average, because
Exactly.
it's that. The only thing that needs to change is you. You need to admit that you've changed, that your tastes have changed. Change isn't a bad thing, right? Change is good. Change is how we evolve and become better. Like, sitting in your Twitter timeline, hating on people, viciously hating on people who are impressed by these, who are excited, and viciously attacking them is a no-go. Why are you trying to spread your negativity? Is it because they don't share the same thought patterns you do? Or is it because you're jealous because they're enjoying a franchise that you are disillusioned with? You can still enjoy things the way you used to. Like, if you just take a couple of steps back, right? Like, your identities are tied up into these games for whatever reason. You need to separate them.
Pokemon fan is not a personality trait.
Exactly. Fuck. Preach it. Freaking preach it. Oh my lord. Like, oh god, it's not a personality trait. All right, and there's tons of options. All right, whenever you're willing to admit that you've changed and that you're willing to admit that, hey, maybe I don't like mainline Pokemon stuff anymore. Maybe I don't like Game Freak as a company, right? Yeah. There's a bunch of options out there for you. Sure. Radical Red, like, it's a fan-made ROM hack. The world of ROM hacks exists. Like, if you're a JRPG fan and you like collectums, like, we have Persona 5R, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, a game I've talked about a lot. Like, the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. These are all amazing JRPGs with a gotta catch 'em all element to them. No, don't get my honesty confused for hatred, right? I love Pokemon as Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, Fire Emblem, another good comparison.
Yeah, Fire Emblems are great.
Thank you, Bear.
Yep. I love Pokemon for what it is. I love it for the designs, right? As a content consumer, if I wasn't a streamer, I probably wouldn't get Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl.
Right, completely understand.
If I wasn't a streamer. However, streaming Pokemon games is really fun and very easy. Mm-hmm. You are just hanging out with your chat. Awesome. I have plenty of nostalgia for Red and Blue and Gold and Silver in particular. Mm-hmm. I just know that for my standards, Pokemon is never going to be a 10 out of 10.
You gotta take the nostalgia glasses off at some point.
It's never going to be a 10 out of 10 game franchise for me anymore. And that's okay. I can still enjoy what I like about them, right? I can take the collectum elements and I can explore other franchises.
Shout out to Kingdom Hearts, if you know, you know.
You can not like something. Like, you can vouch your opinions on why you don't like something.
Yeah.
However, what you can't do, what's not okay, is yucking someone's yum, calling someone stupid for liking a franchise you are clearly disillusioned with, like, or just being a jerk. Those aren't okay, guys. Just stop it. Just love the franchise for what it is, or move on. Don't be a Rooster Teeth fan. And if you share those takes, bad take, get tanked. All right. So we got a little bit of time left, Cody. I can't do my table tell, so we'll bookmark this and we'll move on. Cody, I do this thing called table tells. Table tells are big stories about events that you've went to and that you've loved in the past. So I'm opening up the floor to you. Do you have a special event you want to tell us about?
Yeah, so I actually thought long and hard about this one whenever Fish brought it up to me. So I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I've been to probably like 24 or more regionals at this point, which are events usually about anywhere from 3 to about 400 or 500 people. And in 2019, I was actually lucky enough to go to 4 YCSs in the span of a year, and I actually got to attend the 200th YCS in Columbus.
That's really cool.
It was a great time, and probably the highlight of the event for me, aside from getting 2-0'd by True Draco, both games in the main event. Fave Archetype Mermail, by the way, Splash Bros, water all the way. But
Splash Bros is good.
So
hashtag Splash Bros.
Yeah, so I went and I got absolutely demolished in an event. So I went and I dropped really early. But I was hanging out with my friends, having a great time. I love getting to network and meet all these people. That's actually how I got to go and meet and come into contact with so many people here at Troll and Toad before I actually worked here. But anyway, So we had actually had a ban list drop just prior to before this event, and one of the things that had come off the ban list was, and you'll probably appreciate this, is Morphine Jar. Morphine Jar had just come to 1 off the ban list. If you don't know what Morphine Jar is, or you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe, for a long story short, when it's flipped face up, it's a reset button essentially. You shuffle you shuffle, and then you draw, and it's just absolutely disgusting when it resolves in a real simplified game state. So I'm walking by Topps tables and everything. I'm like, I want to see who's playing what.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I happen to notice a Chain Strike get flipped up, and I said, Chain Burn.
Huh.
This man was at table 2 at the 200th YCS, round 7 with Chain Burn.
Playing Chain Burn.
And I was like, wow. He's
What a mad lad.
he's clawing from the bottom of the mountain up to the top. I mean, he's working for this dub.
You gotta respect that grind.
Hey, he's not in a real favorable position, and I just happened to notice his opponent passes turn, and with every ounce of Yugi Moto energy this man has, he rips off the top of his deck Morphine Jar. He sets it face down. Passes turn, and without hesitation, because his opponent's thinking, he's playing Chain Burn. I know he's only got 2 back row. I know he can't kill me.
Yep.
He attacks, and with the biggest grin on his face, he goes, Morphine Jar. And this guy proceeded. There's probably about 15 people here. This guy got clowned by every single one of his buddies. Every single one, mid-match too. I mean, the judges are just dookie on him like, you just got Morphine Jar, son.
You just got jarred, bro.
Knocked out, son.
It's 2019 and you got Morphine Jar.
Absolutely destroyed. The Chamber player ended up winning that match, came down from that deficit after losing game 1, and then ended up winning game 3. But sadly, he lost round 1, first round of day 2. So he did day 2, and I managed to go and get his name and check in with him at the end of the event, and he just barely didn't make it, but he was a really cool guy, and I love getting to see that. I'm typically not a fan of Chain Burn. I do not promote, advocate, or condone Chain Burn. Just want to get that out there, but it was a real funny experience, and I just had to share it.
I like how I took swings at all of Poke Twitter, and you were brave by taking swings at Chain Burn players.
Have to.
I don't even think they know how to work a computer, so I guess you're fine.
Yeah, he says don't burn chillins. Very much so. Please do not burn the children.
Hey, we love all our Chain Burn players
Same
out
goes
there.
for Mono Red. Sorry.
Hey, we're just taking swings, all right? This episode's called what? Taking swings. We're taking swings. All right, guys. We don't have enough time for my table tell because it's an epic. But we'll get you guys, my little trolleys and toadies. You guys will hear about that soon enough. Boo. All right, Cody, do you have anything to plug?
As always, trollandtoad.com for all of your hobby and trading card memes, board games, fun for the family. Literally,
Man,
give you gifts for a birthday. If you have bar mitzvah coming up, a christening, I mean, anything. Literally anything. There's something on there. Perfect gift. Yeah, and right now, I believe we are still running, is it 35% store credit on all buy lists? So if you choose web credit as your preferred method of payment on buy list, you will get 35% extra back. Guys, it's just a no-brainer. Trollandtoad.com.
Yep. All right, and here at the digital content side of Troll and Toad, we have a lot of stuff going on this week. As always, you guys know the Poke Shop's on Wednesdays. Love the Poke Shop. Yeah, it's Wednesdays at what, 2? Yeah, Wednesdays at 2. We have Troll versus Toad, which is typically at like 12:30 to insert X time range. And then Fishtank follows immediately after that, probably around 3:30. All right, so Fridays, we have the Super Show with JT and Cody at, 6 o'clock?
Yes, I will actually not be making an appearance tomorrow. We will have some fresh blood, but make sure y'all show him some love. He's a local. Yeah. He's obviously he works here with us, but he's also a local Yu-Gi-Oh player, real cool guy. So make sure you show him some love and smash the stream chat.
Yeah. We also have Jeremy doing MTG stuff the afternoons before that.
Yes, please show my boy Jeremy some love.
I love Jeremy.
Former owner of the greatest locals of all time. We miss you, Savage Games.
Oh, you played a Savage?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
I never got a chance to play it
Best
Savage.
locals of all time. We miss you.
Man, that's the one shop like I really wanted to like go to, but never did.
Fond memories. Fond
Like,
memories.
I love Jeremy too. I love him to death.
Great
He's
guy, great
one of
guy.
my favorite people. All right, we also have a D&D stream planned out for next Saturday. We have the Toy Vault happening this Saturday along with something else. We got a bunch of stuff planned out for you guys and more stuff to come. Oh boy. All right. And if you want to find me on anything else, I'm Gaming Fishman at everything. I'm streaming Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays now over on my Twitch account, twitch.tv/gamingfishman. Look forward to seeing you guys over there. We have a bunch of follower goals. So, it's the year of the Fishman, guys. Are you ready for the hype? Oh, God. All right. And keep this hype going into Friday, guys. All right. I'm Fishman, and this has been the Fish Tank. This has been Cody. And I need an end card for this.